Typically, reading much at all into statistics built in the Grapefruit League leads to false conclusions. Sometimes, the players actually are working on changes and aren't just saying that to rationalize poor performances. There are exceptions, however, and it sometimes pays to heed the numbers. For example, unproven players trying to make good impressions aren't working on changes. They're trying to produce to either earn roster spots or enhance roles. For the Red Sox, the only such openings were in the bullpen, where the closer job was up for grabs and only a few of the 8 spots were assured. If anybody was out to make a strong impression during the Grapefruit League, the relievers were the ones for the Red Sox. And it was in that area that the club performed the poorest. Despite plenty of motivation, no reliever stood out during a spring in which the Red Sox did nothing to disavow the widely held belief that they have baseball's best starting rotation. Fort Myers, FL, February 16, Boston Red Sox pitchers Chris Sale. Staff photo by Christopher Evans, Media Use Group, Boston Herald. Still, Red Sox manager Alex Cora, mindful of not overtaxing pitchers who had worked an extra month as compared to those pitching for clubs that did not make it to the postseason, can also be expected not to overwork his starters during April. That's why it should be neither surprising nor alarming if the Red Sox get off to a mediocre start and don't hit stride until May. The Sox, who opened 2018 on a 17-2 tear, still can have a successful title defense with a so-so April. It might take creativity on the part of general manager Dave Dombrowski to bolster the bullpen with in-season trades, but it can be done. A concern coming into spring after the departures of free agents Craig Kimbrell and Joe Kelly, the bullpen did nothing to douse the flames of worry during Grapefruit League play. Corey Brewer, who allowed 6 walks in 10 innings, was the only reliever to have an ERA 3.60, under 4.50, other than lefty prospect Darwin's own Hernandez, set to start the season in Double-A. Fort Myers, FL, February 14, Matt Barnes. Staff photo by Christopher Evans, Media Use Group, Boston Herald. Matt Barnes, who has 9th inning stuff and still could establish himself as the team's closer, had an uneven spring, posting a 7.20 Grapefruit League ERA. He was impressive late though and appears headed for another strong season. Tyler Thornburg, the only one of the bunch with big league closing experience, is trying to make it back from dreaded thoracic outlet syndrome surgery and had a rocky spring, 10.50 ERA, 16 base runners in 6 innings. Ryan Brazier, 4.50 in Florida exhibitions, was set back temporarily by a toe infection. He was terrific for the Sox last season, but it's not uncommon for relievers who drop great seasons seemingly from out of nowhere to return just as quickly to past performance levels. Hembree, 9.82 ERA in exhibitions in Florida, disappointed in the spring. Brandon Workman didn't show consistent velocity in Florida and was tagged for 2 home runs in 8 innings. Fort Myers, FL, February 19, Brandon Workman. Staff photo by Christopher Evans, Media Use Group, Boston Herald. Longmen Brian Johnson, a lefty, and Hector Velasquez combined to allow 36 hits and 21 innings in the Grapefruit League. Only a bad bullpen can prevent the Red Sox from contending for another American League East title. Everybody returns from an offense that led baseball with 5.41 runs per game and a .792 ops. Those numbers could look even better if Dustin Pedroia, who had an encouraging spring, is able to play regularly at second base on his surgically altered knee. Easily the best defensive outfield in baseball returns with Andrew Benintendi in left, Jackie Bradley Jr. in center and MVP Mookie Betts in right. Bradley and Betts were Gold Glove winners and Benintendi received some votes. It's conceivable all 3 could win the award this season. I don't know if that would ever happen, but it'd be pretty good to say we did that. Benintendi said. The Sox have a talented, experienced roster full of players who respond to the manager. Yet, how well the season goes largely boils down to one question: will the relievers be better firemen or arsonists?